2 Corinthians 12:2, Apostle Paul makes a description, says, I know of a man in Christ who 14 years ago was caught up in the third heaven and received mysteries. Who do you think Paul was talking about? Definitely Paul was talking about himself, but he used parables to appear as though he's talking to a third person to avoid boasting. So I'm talking about encounters in Christ. You know, I have realized the trend that most of us always want to talk about the encounters we've had. Oh, while in prayer, an angel of the Lord appeared to me. It may be good because sometimes it could build some people's faith, those who are listening to us. But sometimes we need to be very cautious because the encounter you share may appear too deep for some people, and then you're deemed to be abnormal, you're deemed to be cultic, and therefore, whereas you're talking about something so precious, an encounter so lovable, it appears as though you've picked a piece of gold or a piece of diamond and taken it to your beloved horse at home, or a donkey. What the donkey needs or the horse needs is, hey, they want grass to eat. However valuable your diamond is, when you take it to that beloved donkey at home, the donkey will not value it. That's why the Bible talks about getting pearls of gold and tossing them to swine. The swine will not look at that. The swine will continue looking for, with its snout, looking for what to eat in the mud. So encounters. You see, I have seen so many servants of God talk about deep experiences, but those experiences never produce results. They never produce people going closer to Jesus, but rather they produce people having this worshipful reverence towards this Papa, and therefore it breeds the spirit of cultism. It also attracts lots of attacks and persecution. I am persuaded to think that most of the persecution that preachers face is self-inflicted. It is self-attracted, because of the moderation, the way we conduct ourselves. There are people who have deep encounters and experiences with God, which they never talk about. Some of them are not very popular preachers. Some of them are not even preachers. Boy, I have gone to the rural and I have met people with encounters. Personally, I have interacted with people who have deep encounters, which they never talk about. You know, the scriptures are very clear. You and I existed before the foundations of the world. It is true. We existed in spirit before we manifested in the flesh. The story of creation is only a pulling from the spirit to manifest into the flesh. There are deep dimensions about a human being that we don't know. So if God, for example, takes you back and shows you how he split the Red Sea, is that necessary to share on the pulpit? If he takes you back and shows you the story of creation, is that worth sharing on the pulpit? Because definitely you attract being misunderstood. You attract being seen as a liar, a cultic person. So some things are better not said on a pulpit or in public. You could share them amongst your buddies, probably your prayer partners, your fellow ministers, etc. But it is not something you take on a pulpit and share publicly, because it will not be understood. And if anything, when the Lord gives you such an experience, I don't think he gives you a very serious command that you must speak it to people. It's just intimacy between you and God. Earthly popularity is not what means or what makes success in serving God. Success in serving God is in doing what exactly he put you on earth to achieve. That is ministry. So please, minimize on how many of the encounters you share, because they will not be understood. We are in a fallen generation. They can only be shared with people who express hunger. Probably those people around you who you can give a simple, few experiences you've had for the sake of encouragement, for the sake of edification. But they are not for everybody. I've ever had friends who are serious, well, they are Christians, they read the Bible, etc. But there are things you'd hear them talk, and then you realize this is not my right place to share the experiences I've had with God, because it will not be appreciated. It will be like giving gold to a donkey. Wisdom is the principal thing. In all they get understanding.